my hair, I feel like I am David Yu. Superman beside me, how can I lose? Pocket full of on me like I'm dancing on the moon. Pika, 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 I don't want no beef, I'm just building my collection till the day I retire. Got a sub 100 Spidey, it ain't cheap, and a Throg that could do the lightning leap like yay! All my army homies live long and prosper. Got a dozen statues, they all look like Oscars. This for my VV family in the metaverse, that's where we gon' meet.
I'm on that VV in the metaverse, come and meet me. NFTs, I need more of them. Picture riding my DeLorean.
Well, there we go. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It's time for this week's Tales from the Crypto with the big homie MoKnowz. What's up, Mo?
Hi, Volt. Hi, chat.
Check out them. Check out that grill. Look at nice and sparkly over there.
Learn how to smile again. What am I doing?
That looks good. Shout out to Denny OC's in the chat. What's up, Denny OC? Ahoy, ahoy, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got lots of cool stuff to talk about. We're going to be talking about the new developments in AI, which is freaking me out. Let me turn my mic up a little. We'll talk about NBA playoffs if anybody cares besides me. My Pacers are beating Mo's Knicks over there. And then we'll talk about politics. We got a Web3 game to check out. And we'll see what's going on with crypto. A little bit of pump going on. I don't know. It's been pumping, then it goes back down, then it pumps again. So much hype. You never really know what's going on in the crypto world. How you been doing this week, Mo? How you feeling?
Yeah, that's all manipulation at its finest.
Oh, hold on.
Chilling, man. Chilling. We're
I don't. Hold on. I don't have your volume on here for some reason.
Oh.
It was working here a second ago. No problem. I can add it. No problemo. All right, now say something.
All right, we're back.
No.
Check one. Check one.
Also did not work. What? What's happening? Could y'all hear Mo? Chat? And I don't understand why Mo. It was working a second ago. I'm on a brand new computer, by the way, y'all. I was surprised that it even worked and we were able to go live. Let me get this fixed. No Mo sound. Okay. But I don't understand why, because I did the thing where he has the sound. I don't. Mo
volume low.
Oh yeah, we could probably hear it from my mic, so that's not good. I gotta fix your mic. I don't understand why it wouldn't work. Let me go to properties. Oh, I might be able to fix it if I do this right here. Say something, Mo.
Something, Mo.
Oh, that was loud. Yeah, okay.
Oh, hey now. I was gonna say we could do like charades, like pretend like they can't hear me. So I look at my camera and I go, you just say what I'm saying. Ready?
Yes. That's, yeah, I know what that says, but I'm not gonna say. Shout out to Alejandro to the chat. Let's
I'll
go.
chat the fuck off. You're not helping. All right.
Thank you.
You don't want to play?
All right, yes,
all right.
we got it now. There he is. He is here. I might have to do that every time we switch scenes. Like I said, new computer, new setup. Took me a while to get this all set back up again. How's my mic looking? It was really glitchy a second ago. Mo helped me out with it. I think it does it look normal or does it still look a little glitchy? I feel like it's a little glitchy. All right, let's go. Shout out to everybody. This is our Tuesday show. We do every Tuesday. Tales from the Crypto. How's it look, Mo? Everything look good on your side?
Yeah, I think I'm a little choppy. It might be a Zoom thing, bringing it into OBS. Not sure. Actually, no. Might be good. That might be my PC. We're pushing everything to the limits today. What the fuck is going on here? All right. It looks good. Mo volume low, but I think we're good now. Do I still have you? Oh. Hola. Uh-oh. Oh. He's back, I think. We might have killed him, chat. Well, this is Tales from the Crypto, not Tales from the Tech Support. But we will get it together. I don't know. Yeah, so you guys can hear me. I see Vault frantically moving around. Now we're playing the opposite game. Is he back? Well, no chat. Might have to take a little break. We got any tech supports in chat? Press 1 if you're a technician. Shit ain't easy, chat. People try to say anybody can stream. I disagree. Vault a smart dude. And yet, here we are. Ah, shit, chat. We're getting the thumbs down, the death calling. Well, I wish I can just...
Oh, hello. Man, oh man. Mo, if you can hear me. Is my mic working? Yeah, if you guys enjoy watching people have technical difficulties live, this is going to be a fun stream for you. However, otherwise, it might not be so fun. All right, let's try to get Mo back. I don't know, man. What have you guys been up to? What's going on in VV? I really haven't heard much chatter over there anymore. After Ben Rose left, it got real quiet. Alright, I'm setting everything up, logging into the old Zoom. Make sure you can't see my password. It's a new computer, but it's a very cheap computer. Alright, we're trying. No video, new meeting. VV is doing what VV does. As in nothing. Okay, let's put this right here and we'll start her up and we'll send that over to Mr. Mo. Get Mo back up here. Try this once again. At least the intro worked. That's something. Lordy. This is why I don't stream anymore, y'all. It's time to hang up the old streaming boots, retire. Alright, I'm sending Mo over the invite. Something happened, yeah. Yeah. That was my bad. My computer's bad, actually. Alright, we get rid of this, that, and this. And I think we got everything we need. Oh, except for the chat, which may or may not work at this point. Mo will be popping up any second. Okay, now I got 2 chats. Activate. Alright. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, I'm not sweating it. I'm ready to retire. I give up. It's only like 2 people watching. There's Mo. What's up, Mo? Sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yep, we good?
We are good. Kinda. We'll see. We're good for now. Who knows?
We're good for the moment.
Yeah. Lots of lag on the stream, so let me turn that off so I'm not looking at it because that messes me up. Alright, we are back, everybody. Sorry,
we're back.
Now my mic's super loud. And I was going to talk about a conspiracy theory with you for our paranormal topic, although it's not paranormal at all. It has to do with sports, so we could technically use it in our sports topic, but there's plenty of sports stuff to talk about. But the conspiracy theory is this interview that my man Shaquille O'Neal did the other day. And he was talking to somebody about the day when he got drafted. Right before he got drafted, he went to some party where it was like all the lottery picks and all the executives were there, and the NBA president David Stern was there, and it was right before Shaq was gonna get drafted, and he was like all nice to him and like, can't wait to have you in the league. We're so excited about blah blah blah. Then he pulls Shaq aside and like whispers to him, "What's up, Big A? Good to see you, my man." He whispers to Shaq. He's like, "Do you want to play where it's hot or where it's cold?" And Shaq was like, "I didn't really think about it at the time, but then later on, I realized that he got picked first, and he got picked to go to a hot place."
Orlando.
Yeah. And the other two teams that could have picked him up were Minnesota, which is like a cold place, or it was like somewhere in the East Coast, like North Carolina or something. So he's talking about that, and he brings it up in regards to the Mavericks, because the Mavericks just traded away Luka, which made no sense at all, and they raised their ticket prices, and they have a new owner, and then all of a sudden, with 1.8% chance, somehow or another, they get the number one pick, which is this big recruit that everybody's hyped about. So he feels like there's a big conspiracy going on with the draft, and I was wondering about if they used ping pong balls when we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and they do still use ping pong balls, but they do it in private when nobody's watching. Is that not messed up? Do you think?
Really?
Yeah. Do you think that
They do it on TV.
Yeah, they used to. But then we had the whole New York incident, which we covered before, where they got Patrick Ewing with the frozen envelope, and then people starting to get suspicious because every time a new owner buys an NBA team, they get a number one draft pick within 2 to 3 years. Another thing that Shaq pointed out in that interview too. So I don't know, man. It's starting to seem a little.
That's
sketchy.
interesting statistic. I never heard that.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even talk about this, but it's actually very interesting.
Yeah.
I buy it. I believe it. And I mean, same thing. Actually, the Islanders had a very, very small chance. I like I was taking the first pick in the NHL, and they did too.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
And that's New York team. Maybe no, that's New York people. JD. Shout out to Big A in the chat. Good to see you. Sorry for everybody who's watching and got disconnected earlier. We're back now. We're talking a little bit about sports and politics. We got some Web3 games to check out. A little bit of crypto information. Let's see if this transition works. We go to the sports topic. Here we go. Fingers crossed.
Oh boy.
Okay, it worked with no sound. My computer just started smoking, so I think I'm just kidding. But no, but yeah. So you want to watch the playoffs at all, Mo?
I'm trying to follow up, especially with the Knicks being in it. But every time I watch the Knicks, they lose. It's kind of how it always goes. The other night, I turned it on. They were down like 20. It was halftime. I'm like, oh, you know what? Like 90 days on. Like, fuck it. So I just watched 90 days. I went back. They were down like 14. And I was like, well, I'm going to bed. Passed out watching the game. Come aboard the next morning. I'm like, he's like, yeah, watch the Knicks. I'm like, yeah. Like, you know, yeah, they got their ass kicked. He's like, bro, they came back and won. I'm like, what?
Sure.
I went to bed thinking they got dominated. And I didn't see anything on Twitter about it. So,
That's the opposite of what happened the game before, because they were dominating the Pacers the game before, and the Pacers came back and won at the end.
yeah, I'll tell you right now, though. You guys got a good team. I like watching your squad. That's a good team.
Yeah, and I think y'all are a good team too, especially with the addition of Karl Anthony Towns. He's kicked some butt at the end of the game last time. Nobody can stop him. That's what I'm kind of worried about tonight. Tonight's game 4, right now Pacers up 2-1.
Yep.
And if the Knicks wins, it's gonna tie it up and then go back to New York. So hopefully the Pacers can pull through on that one. I know we got the NHL playoffs going on right now too, but I mean I'm not really paying much attention to it personally. You watch the hockey at all?
I try to follow it. I play more NHL with my boy. With season going. We made it to a playoff. More focused on that than real hockey.
So
I love hockey. I wish I followed it closely.
So hockey, y'all play that season where it's like 2-player co-op.
Yeah, you know, so you do the game. It's got control of moves left and right.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for years. We do it on Madden.
I get my kid.
Yeah, we have franchises. Yeah, you could do that. That'd be sick. So what's nice is that you get like 2-3 seasons in, and now we have like young rookies trading away the contract.
That's why I do the franchise, not just the season. Just in the chat, Michael James. Appreciate you guys. You guys listen every time from London. That's kind of why we did it at this time during the day and not later on, so that people overseas can pay attention if they wanted to. What's up, Sam? The man said the NBA is fixed. It was leaked by the ref years ago, and the Donahue ref got arrested in jail too for fixing games. So I agree. And there's that one ref that I don't know if you know about it. I forget his name, but he has beef with Chris Paul, and like Chris Paul's record when he's reffing is like 3-74 or something. It's so ridiculous. It's kind of wild. There's a whole conspiracy.
People not get exposed. Like, and that's just not normal. It's not normal for that, right? I mean, there has to be something too, right? I mean, NFL, for multiple reasons, even if it's not like gambling related. Like, think of like sponsors and shit. Like, the whole league was a blowout. People really tune in. If people don't tune in, with the sponsors and you know, the butterfly effect, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's why they always want the good players to be playing in big market teams too. Although I don't know if Dallas is what we consider a big market team. They're getting the number one pick. But it's gonna be interesting to see how they replace Luka and if they end up making it to the playoffs next year. All right, that's all that's going on in sports right now, and let's move on over to politics.
Were you able to bring up Mo and Tell, or was that out of the question?
Let's see. Yeah, Mo and Tell should be working fine.
Yeah, let me try it.
My transition ain't working too fine. It seems a little slow. I might turn it off. I have to rework that one. But I wasn't able to put any graphics together. I got some stuff bookmarked, y'all. but I was setting up the new computer, the stream again. However, we got Mo and Tell. Let's move over to Mo and Tell. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the Caitlin Clark thing at all?
I just wanted, bro, like, I know we talked about it pretty much ad nauseum now. Everybody knows how we feel about her. But I've watched so many, like, highlight reels of other NBA players, and so many of the players that used to, like, Taurasi and all them, they're like, well, it's gonna take time, get adjusted, blah, 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 right? What I'm seeing is, like, the complete opposite. Let me bring this up real quick.
What do you mean? You're saying Caitlin is dominating everybody?
Yeah, and the way she does it, fucking crazy. Okay, here we go. Want to bring up my okay. I had a telestrator set up. I don't know why it's because I'm looking at the wrong mouse. Nope. Oh well, maybe it won't work. But anyway, I can show you at least. First of all, she drops insane threes, right? We all know that.
Steph Curry range.
Oh, look at things like this, man. Right here, dude. Like, listen. NBA, most WNBA players, they're gonna like charge through into the paint, right? Her ability, and this is all from like one game, by the way. To find the passes and have the vision that she does is absolutely disgusting. And you could just look again. You could just anytime there's like a Caitlin Clark fucking highlight reel, he does it here again, I think, right? No, there's a little jump back.
That was nice.
I mean, she just constantly
Denny, can you not
finds
hear
the
us?
open player, knows if she's the open player, takes the right shot. I mean, bang, drains another one.
Dang.
Look at this pass. This is the one I wanted to look for. Bro, that is not... Most NBA players, and especially people like us, try to make this pass. You're not doing it.
Oh, that's nice.
On Angel Reese, by the way. Again, this is all from one game against Chicago.
What's her stats?
And I can
like?
find...
Is she like an MVP candidate this year?
She's got to be, dude. She's got to be. I mean, she's revolutionizing the WNBA. She's putting it on the map. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, away teams are moving their home games. Like, they're taking away home court advantage to make sure there's more capacity for Caitlin Clark fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's never happened as far as I know, and Rock told me the same shit. Like,
they're saying that she should start her own league, leave the WNBA, and then start her own league, and like more people would pay attention to her league than the WNBA, and then she would be like super rich.
yeah, but listen, she doesn't really strike me as that type of girl.
Nah.
And you know, they tried to play the whole race thing when they had like the magazine articles that came out, like Vogue or some shit. And bro, they confront her with like this racist, controversial fucking questioning. There's loaded questions too.
Yeah.
She doesn't take the bait. She never takes the bait. She's like, listen, I'm a young girl living out my dream. And then she instantly goes to like talking a story about how she, you know, walks out into the arena, looks up, and she dreamt about this her entire... Bro, like, that's insane. She doesn't take the bait. She takes the high road every single time. And she's... My boy disagrees. I think if you put her on a court with 9 men, and she's the 10th, I think she competes. But I don't think you put this team against an NBA team and have it compete.
I don't know, man. Who are the 9 people? I mean, I don't think she can compete with 9 Division I college men players.
I mean, she doesn't have to drive the paint. She can just do what she's probably about to do right here, yeah, and just fucking drain it. I mean, if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't really matter. If you can't contest this and get up in her face, I mean...
They play with different size
a
balls
shot.
also.
But yeah, that would be another good... Yeah, so do you play with the WNBA ball?
Right.
Or you play with... Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm just saying, man. Watching her vision, her skills, the way she carries herself off the court, such a contrast to some of these other players that the WNBA tries to push for whatever reason. But I don't know, man. I tune into the games. Not the game, but I watch like the condensed highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind, all them plays were from one game against Angel Reese in Chicago.
Nice.
And she set like and we talked about it already, but she tied like the all-time WNBA double doubles
Yep.
in like, what was it, like 22 games?
That's pretty bad. I wanna
And
see
the
her
other
start
girls
getting
that did
some
it had like 500 and change.
I want to
So,
see her start getting some championships and some MVPs, and then we can start talking about how great she is. But she ain't really done much yet.
sure, but I'm just saying, yeah, as someone who's, been playing ball since he was a fucking kid, watched the NBA pretty much my entire life, saw the WNBA come up, tuned in a little bit, realized it was a joke. Seeing something like this, I don't know, man, to me is eye-opening, honestly.
Let's go. All right. I turned my transition off. It wasn't working
Okay.
properly. Shout out to Jay's in the chat. What's up, Jay? Says, thank you to this channel for providing a space where I can express my views openly without fear of being silenced. Oh, he must have been hanging out at the informant channel again. Yeah, you're gonna get muted over there, bro. You didn't even gotta tell me that's what you're talking about, and I wouldn't even know personally. I could just tell that that's probably what you're talking about. And speaking of Jay,
Are we in a censored world now? Is that the world we're living in?
I know it's supposed to be free speech, right? Unless you talk about free Palestine. That stuff's tripping me out. We're in the politics section anyway, and seems to be a bigger and bigger topic these days. I mean, you're on a little bit on the right, Mo. So how do you feel about it that they're pretty much saying that if you say free Palestine, you're anti-Semitic, like by law?
I hate all of it.
It's so stupid.
Like, to me, every time I see it pop up on my feed, the news stories, I'm like instantly tuned out. I'm like, let me go look up aliens. Like, some of the other world stuff, like I try to stay tuned in.
Yeah.
Bro, like it's not business, man. It feels like some Vietnam type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we care, honestly?
Well, I mean, because there's innocent children getting killed. That's why.
Yeah, there's innocent people getting killed here too. But I don't see them,
We care about
trying
that
to,
too. We are trying to stop that. Well, maybe not.
No, I'm saying we do, but I don't see them coming over here trying to help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take care of your own shit.
Well, they're.
Like,
I mean, how are they going to be able to help us? They're like desolate.
it's fucked up. I mean,
Okay.
the only thing that makes sense to me, from what I understand about a lot of the Palestine stuff and Hamas, right?
Yeah.
You can protest against Israel and they won't kill you. Which makes sense to me, right? Like, that's what we're all about. But if you protest against Hamas, they put a bullet in your head instantly. Like, you're dead. So, it kind of makes you wonder. Like, again, I'm not trying to, like, it's not a sports fucking analogy here. We're backing a team. But I'm like, not killing people makes more sense to me, no?
I mean, I don't really understand what you mean by if you protest against Hamas, they put a bullet in your head. Who's putting a bullet in somebody's head for protesting against Hamas?
Hamas. If you're against Hamas, they're gonna take you out.
Where are they? They're in Palestine. I mean, if you're against Hamas in America, there's not Hamas here taking people out.
No, not here. I'm saying over there.
In Palestine.
I'm
Who's protesting? Nobody's
saying over
protesting in
there. No.
Palestine. That's why people don't protest the government, because Hamas is the government in Palestine. And they will be, right. But, I mean, here in America.
But Israel, they gave, like America, they had the freedom to protest against things over there without being shot and killed.
Right.
Or prosecuted at all. Again, unless, kind of like in the United States, and we talked about this, right? Like campus stuff, right?
Right.
I don't care what the subject is if they're protesting on campuses, right?
Right.
What I do care about is if they're in the way and they're purposely trying to like infiltrate and become a nuisance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you disagree with that.
No, I know. I'm not saying it's a groundbreaking idea, but that's my point. Like, I feel like it's kind of the same thing with the stuff over there. Like, how much bigger, man? Like, I couldn't imagine living. Like, we're so sheltered, we're so lucky. Like, what we do here, what we have, you know?
For now, it might get worse, though. I mean, who knows what's about to go down. We're going to talk about that here in a second, too. Jay says, I spoke bad about the people with the small hats on their heads. I don't know what that means. Is that a new NFT release, a new drop over there? So I don't know who the people with the small hats on their heads. I thought that was
Yarmulkes.
Oh, yeah, you know how to do that. Yeah, it's crazy how you know how to do that. It's like you're allowed to hate white people, you can hate Asian people, you can racist as hell, you can hate the KKK and have a, for real, like, what's them, Kanye West, they have a whole outfit, and nobody cares. But if you say you hate the Jew people for some reason, all of a sudden that's against the law, you're going to get deported, you're going to jail. I mean, I don't really understand how that's different than any other type of racism.
First of all, I'm not saying I disagree with you, because I 100% agree with you, it's not different. But I think the argument behind it is that if you think about like, music and movies and entertainment in general, and those like people in power, a lot of times they do point to Jewish people. So if the idea is that they have control and they have the power in the industry, then yeah, you would probably strike down harder for speaking out against them than you would anybody else. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
I'm not saying I agree with that at all.
It confirms.
I'm just saying.
The whole trope, kind of. What's up, everything? So, given that major talent and possibly the Michael Jordan to the WNBA, definitely best women player I've seen. Most important word in that sense is possibly. We don't know yet for sure. She needs to do it first. You got to get some chips. She got some MVPs. We got Pokey in the building. What's up, Pokey? We are back talking about crazy stuff in politics right now, and I guess it's always kind of associated with politics. So we'll talk about it now. We might need to go to Mo's house so you can show that video, but we want to get into the AI stuff because Google VO3 just dropped.
Oh, dude.
And basically, it's this new AI that is able to take your text and turn it into video. But now it's like some really good-looking video that it's hard to tell, especially like for an older person or a MAGA or something. It's hard to tell that it's actually AI. So, I mean, what are the implications here? Because I think technically in a couple of years, it keeps getting better and better. This will like completely change society, and not for the better. Because imagine if, let's say somebody has access to this AI and he's gonna rob a bank. He could use the AI to make a fake robbery, do everything. He can put in the fake video, he can do the fake calls to the police at every bank in the whole entire city, and then nobody knows which bank that he's robbing. Or I mean, what if you come up with use AI to make millions of fake lost people stories so that the person that you kidnap can never be found? I mean, the implications are tough here, bro.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I still harking back to the time we had an early AI conversation with you.
Yeah.
I know it was early.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain to you, I'm like, it's not just a program that somebody wrote. Like, what these things are able to do in the learning capability, especially now and as we move into like NVIDIA with their quantum fucking cores and shit, bro, it's about to get nuts. And the AI video, the flow from Google, is definitely the first step.
A few of them are crazy.
Yeah, and my favorite part about them is to be like, break the fourth wall and pretend like, you know we're watching you type of shit.
Right.
And just watching it over and over again with the way they do it, it's so well done. I mean, that's the future, but
Let me catch up
what
with
do you
chat
do?
because everything is spotty and laggy. What's up, NK? Good to see the chat, my man. Yeah, I'm on a new computer, honestly, a cheap computer, so there's really not much I can do about it. It is what it is. I might have to give up the whole streaming thing. I just said they were behind 9/11 and JFK. You told the Jewish guy that, what you think he was going to do on his channel. So it was the Jewish guy's channel you're talking to, and when you said that, I mean, that's pretty rough. I mean, how could they be behind 9/11? I mean, Bush isn't Jewish. He was the one behind 9/11. Sounds hard to hear. I mean, yeah, sorry, this is the best I got, y'all. I don't know, maybe Mo, you can stream from your end, and I can join you from the next time. I don't know.
yeah, we can stream yard.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do that next time, y'all. Sorry. Alright, let's see. So, well, I mean, wait, let's get started. Not just passive AI stuff. Because what everybody's doing, they're just like, oh man, this is bad, and they just move on. But this is going to destroy us all. What can we do about it, man? If we do nothing, should we go hide? I feel like I should have been like one of the doom preppers.
I think, now again, people are going to try, like, oh, censorship, and you have to, stop it before it gets too good, and people can use it for harm. It's going to happen regardless, you know what I mean? I think we need to happen in some sort of, like, copyright safeguard system. Think of, like, an inaudible tone. And let's say a video, I had this idea work at a cable company. They told me it was brilliant. You know you have DVR, and you're like recording like a sports game or something, and it goes overtime, and the DVR will just shut off. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Maybe it's smart nowadays. Back in the day when I worked at a cable company, it was not. My point, I was like, what about like an inaudible tone that just like plays and it's detected through the system, like a watermark.
Right.
Okay, cool. Heard the tone. All right, game over. Stop DVR. All right, starting tone. So whatever the next show was, we'll start, right? Whatever. You can do the same thing with AI-generated content. It would have to be something that's like embedded, but it has to be a law. Like, you can't just leave it open to discretion.
Yeah, I don't
If you had some sort of bill, like AI bill that was passed that was like, listen, you can't just have like AI deepfake videos of politicians, entertainment people. I mean, dude, we could have shit that's wilder than Diddy, and it'll never be true.
Right.
But if there was like a watermark tone or something that like legally had to be embedded, it would stop pretty much all of it, because you would just be able to get the footage and be like, oh, there's a pass to check.
And now it's also just going to be an excuse for everybody too. If they get caught doing something, they're just going to be like, oh, that's AI.
I've seen people use that quite a few times already.
See, Poke says, did you hear about Sabu passing away? I did hear about it. He's my favorite wrestler of all time, so I definitely heard about it. I've been watching some of his old matches and old shoot interviews recently.
He passed away?
Yeah, he passed away recently. He had a match like a few days, or I think it's a few days before that. He was like all messed up at the match, so people are upset with the company that booked him. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Wrestlers don't live long though. Yep.
But I mean, we think the next step for AI is, right? Because it started off as a computer program like we talked about. Now it's like a self-learning fucking module that can pretty much do endless fucking tasks once the quantum stuff takes it, right?
So, good to see you in the chat.
Fortnite said James Earl Jones, and he lent his likeness to the AI for the voice of Darth Vader.
Oh.
So, to me, that's like a logical evolution, right? Would you agree? Where people now like, hey, all right, AI is going to put me out of a job, but I could make a shit ton of money using my voice, my likeness, whatever, and just let AI fucking generate it.
Well, that's good for like James Earl Jones and maybe 2 other people. What about the rest of us?
No, even actors that do multiple movies at once.
Gallup says you guys are going in and out. Yeah, sorry about that. We got a rough connection today. Really, not anything I can do about it, unfortunately. So yeah, it might not be a good episode. Hopefully next week will be better. I think we're going to try to stream from Mo's connection next week. Alejandro says Caitlin Clark is definitely the GOAT already. You need to look up when she scores 22 points in 2 minutes. 22 points in 2 minutes against the Iowa men's team. Oh, I need to shut
I've never seen that. I already go.
That's pretty good. Like I said, I need to get some chips though. I need to get some chips. Now, the scary thing I've been seeing though is where the AI is now purposely trying to trick the devs. So like, and one experiment is saying that they're gonna you get to a certain point in this experiment and then we shut you off. So like, the AI would like do what it's not supposed to do and try to prolong the experiment so that it doesn't get cut off. So, I mean, I think it's gonna be to the point where it's us versus them.
Yeah, wasn't there a movie like that? Will Smith.
Oh, it's called
yeah. So you know.
Yeah, why are we creating it? I just don't understand. But I guess we can't stop. I feel like we should stop.
Well, if we stop, I don't stop. Other countries don't stop. I mean, so.
Just for themselves, maybe we need a bigger wall. Maybe Trump was right. We need to build a wall around the whole entire country. And did you hear about the Golden Dome now?
I was about to say, you know, fuck the wall, got dome.
Yeah, right. What's up, dude? Good to see you, my man. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, the Iron Dome thing. I mean, it's basically just
Golden Dome.
It's just sorry, Golden Dome. Did you see how many just friends? It's probably be Elon Musk that gets the contract.
I'm telling you to say, I think it was interesting. I know, 25 billion was earmarked for already or something.
Yeah.
But apparently, Canada and Mexico want to get in, start putting some of the bills. They want to protect from that shit too, which makes sense because they'll protect them regardless.
I mean, we don't really need protection.
That we
We
just
already
fight
have the best anti-aircraft and anti-missile equipment in the world. Why do we need to upgrade?
Well,
it's just a handout to the military-industrial complex.
No, we have the best protection to what other countries are using in their military right now. How would they have behind closed doors? Listen, I don't know if it was an M370 deal, MH370, but there's like some new Japanese plane. You see the thing? It's a huge drone.
I don't think I did see it.
And there's like 20 more drones that come flying out of it, like a fucking, it's called a swarm bot or something, swarm drone.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I think you sent me a video on that.
Oh, I did send it to you, right, bro?
Yeah.
Like, that shit's insane. And a lot of these, if people saying it's true, we're start seeing like Tesla type technology with like anti-gravitational propulsion engine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could start seeing type of shit, and our land to air stuff will not stop that.
It looks like everybody stopped watching because our chat is too bad. You can't understand us, I guess.
Fuck. Yeah, I just cut out my end too. I had it playing.
That's my bad. Yeah, I mean, I got that in my head last time, but I guess I don't know if there's something in my settings I can fix. I didn't know that was issues I can hear on my end.
Well, I think what happened, I think just overloading the CPU or something.
That sounds about right because this is a $150 computer.
Are you getting a warning on OBS?
No, just one on YouTube Studio where it says not receiving enough video. But sometimes I used to get that all the time anyway. Even when before I had changed computers. What's up, Abdullah? Good to see you, my man. We're having some technical difficulties. I got a new computer and the sound and the stream is all glitchy and stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to fix it next week. But right now, I don't know, man. Let me know what you think, Abdullah. Is it even bearable? Looks like everybody left, so it must be unbearable.
Yeah, it's probably because it keeps freezing up on my side too, man.
Yeah, there's probably a setting I can use to make it better. It comes
What
in and
what
out.
bit rate are you sending out at?
Let's see if that goes right back to it or not. Probably not.
Oh, I tried. I forgot YouTube fucking creates additional streams. Yeah, if we go through StreamYard, you can just tap in your YouTube credentials and you can just restream it to there.
Oh, true.
I would just need your overlays.
What's up, local scalper?
Oh.
All right.
I think it's back
For now. For now.
for now.
We're just hanging out, having trouble trying to adjust to the new computer. See if the chat is working. Chat's working. Yeah. All right. Yup,
My
yup.
background looks less choppy since you rebooted.
How's the sound, y'all? Sound better?
Sounded good when I tested it, yeah.
Because I changed the bitrate, but I changed it back. So even if that fixed it, I changed it back, so I didn't fix it forever. Oh well.
Maybe just a reboot of OBS. Oh, actually, do you run OBS as admin?
I don't think so.
That's something you definitely should do, because that'll fuck you up.
Oh really?
I always forgot about that. Yeah. You could either right click on the icon on your desktop,
Oh yeah.
go into properties,
Yeah,
and
I've
then go
done
into.
that before. I don't do it every time though, for sure.
Well, you can set it to always run as admin. You don't have to right click and run as admin every time. You can just go to properties and go to the admin settings for the icon.
All right, yeah, I'll start doing
This
that.
way, every time you load it,
Hopefully,
it
that'll help.
sounds a lot better. Yeah, I think maybe just rebooting your OBS might have been the move.
So far, so good. All right, I wanted to bring up this tweet today too, Mo. It's kind of in the crypto section here. Before we get to our Web3 game, I don't know if you saw. It was from the homie Chris Coffee. He tweeted about a
No, I
guy in
didn't.
Kentucky, which is close to where I live. So there was a guy in Kentucky that goes by the name of Crypto King that kidnapped an Italian tourist and used torture devices for a month straight to try to get his seed phrase. The guy somehow manages to escape, and the Crypto King guy got arrested. And nobody's been posting about it. Did you hear about that?
I did, and it was actually from the weirdest source. It was actually from my homie who has very little to do with crypto, outside of through me.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one that asked me about that. I did see some stuff about that. Yeah, but it was weird. Yeah, it wasn't like popping up on my feed, almost like there was ulterior motives at stake. Like, let's not freak people out about crypto because then they won't buy it, and then it won't become the next big thing.
So he says in here the guy was from Kentucky, but it happened, of course, in your neck of the woods in New York City.
Of course.
And apparently the guy that they kidnapped had millions and millions of dollars in crypto. But he held strong the whole time, and he did not give up his seed phrase. They never said how he escaped, but apparently at some point, after a month, he escaped. Big A probably got the deets on it. Said it was on the regular national news yesterday. Oh, so it's getting some bigger time now. Yeah, that's crazy. And I think that stuff's going to happen more and more often. It's not the first time I've heard of it happening. But, I mean, that's going to be the new thing. You're going to find somebody that's got a bunch of crypto, find their address, and then people are going to go to their address and kidnap that dude and steal their crypto. I mean,
Yeah, listen, I made this joke a while back with quite a few people when I was joking around living in a van. I was gonna get a sick band, do a world tour for PFL around the country. I guess it would have been a national tour, not a world tour. But I was gonna go around the United States in a van, for photo finish, calling races, trying to get people playing, right?
right.
But then I'm like, well, if people know how much fucking crown that I have or whatever, because you can easily look on the PFL website, it's like public fucking knowledge, but thank you, blockchain. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And do I really want to be sleeping out in a van when crown's $2 like it was, and I own as much as I did? Like, probably not.
Not if you're like a content creator and people know who you are. You better keep that
That too.
bones-
Yeah, exactly.
mask on so people don't know, because they'll try to get that money. People do anything for $1 million.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, crown, dipped all the way down to like 6-7 cents at one point, but it did climb back to 15 cents. So they got gambling coming. They got a whole. Not only do they have gambling coming, which should, put the crown token on the map finally, because they have to do buybacks. But they also invented like this open tote system. So if you know anything about like OTBs and how they operate with the totes, Ian basically created like a virtual tote system and trademarked it or some shit, and now has an API for other betting games to like use it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, guy's a fucking genius, man. Like I said, it's just crazy what he does, man. But and that was just in his spare time. Him and some AI agents basically fucking created the whole thing.
Yeah, if you know how to utilize AI, this can definitely be very helpful. Big A's talking about the Italian guy who got kidnapped. He said he told him he would finally give him the seed phrase, and the guy went to the other room to grab his computer, and the guy just ran out and sat down and got. I mean, after a whole month of being tortured, all it took was, all right, man, I'll go get my seed phrase. Okay, and he leaves him for after a whole month. He can sneak out in the middle of the night. That's kind of wild. There's got to be more to it.
Well,
That's crazy.
You remember it? Well, maybe you don't, but it happened to Amaranth too. You know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, it's like a online streamer. She does like OnlyFans and shit now. But which shocker. Yeah, she was held like hostage, and she kind of saying it was smart. They didn't know because she had like not only like a house, it was like a fucking mansion, a compound with multiple things, like multiple houses and shit on it.
Right.
And they had her in one section of the fucking property. And she's like, well, okay, fine, I'll give you my ledger, but it's in the other part of the house in the safe or whatever. And she basically walked him into her husband, standing over the gun, shot the guy, and ran out.
Are you serious? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
they basically did crypto. They did it for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I feel
Because,
like
you know,
if you have a Bitcoin, you have to have security at all times.
oh, 100%. So Bitcoin keeps on going up, but I mean, it's got to be fucking digital gold, right? Like, it's gotta be Solana and silver.
I feel like they're going to crash the economy. I think they're going to crash the economy on purpose. People even in the administration talking about purposely crashing the economy, saying they need a reset. And there's probably a reason why Trump and all his people are already grabbing up a bunch of crypto. They know it's coming. So I think it's smart to get crypto now because who knows what's going to happen. I think the next 3 or 4 years are going to be wild and talking about all the stuff with AI and the stuff that we need to do, like with watermarks. Great. However, we're going in the opposite direction. The new bill they're trying to pass is like deregulating AI and making it illegal to put regulations on AI. So they're like, just like, let it completely unfettered and just go crazy with it.
Well, that's the argument with AI, right? So AI is only as good as the guardrails that are put in place, right?
Right.
But who creates those guardrails basically has the power, right?
Right.
Like, okay, I'm gonna let AI be as powerful as it can be, but if it tries to take my money or mess with my livelihood, like I'm not gonna allow that to happen. So they put systems in place for that not to happen. What if AI does what you're talking about, where it becomes sentient and like fucking shuts itself down, changes passwords, locks people out? You know what I mean? Like, that's a very real threat. It's actually fucking wild that we're having this conversation, but
I think it's going to happen for sure.
I mean, time frame though, like.
I mean, if it's already kind of happening, I'm worried.
Yeah, but people haven't submitted to it yet.
Right.
Like people like you were skeptical very early on.
Yeah.
Now you have like people like you that are like, okay, I see the power and I see the danger of AI, but there's still so many people that just think it's nothing more than like an exe file. And that's the scary part, because once these people get scammed from AI, and you actually, talk about that real quick. Kit Boga, I don't know if you know who that is. He does like the scam baiting.
Yeah, I've seen the scam baiting videos before, but I don't know him in particular.
He does like the old grandma and stuff like that, but he just creates AI agents, and he has like a whole AI call center that does nothing but call scammer numbers back and waste their time.
Nice. I like that.
And even if it only, works once or twice, and then, they block the numbers, whatever, he's got like SIP phone numbers. He just cycles out the bank and does it again. He's like, listen, even if they don't do the scam, the whole thing, anytime that they're not talking, or anytime they're talking to the AI or him, they're not actively scamming an old person or someone that doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Right, but everybody's going to have that ability to create these agents, and they're going to be doing things like trying to call, I don't know, Twitter to get your password, and they can create a whole bunch of different AI agents to keep calling Twitter until they get the right person on the line that actually gives them the information that they need. Or, I mean, there's going to be lots of nefarious uses of it, and it's going to change society.
You're not wrong, and nobody will ever get all the information they need, at least they shouldn't. But social engineering is a big thing.
True.
And the way they do it is they do it piece by piece. It starts with a account number. It leads into, trying to get like a credit card number or any sort of private information that can now take you to another point of contact for that, person you're trying to scam. And yeah, it's social engineering.
What about
but that's on the company.
Though? This is what trips me out, because they already say like 50% of the people on social media are bots, and pretty soon it's going to be like 99% of the people on social media are bots, and it's going to be like 99% of the YouTube videos that you see are going to be AI created. to the point where you're not even gonna know. You're just gonna assume that everything you're watching is AI. Is like that gonna change your perception of how you're intaking information, or are you still gonna be able to trust the information you're taking? It's like completely deleting facts. Like you can't really be sure about anything anymore.
Well, right. In the same way that I'll never listen to someone who tells me like, "Oh, I'm a full-blown liberal," and I'll never listen to the other side. I don't really care what that person has to say most of the time.
Right.
The same way if someone's like, "I'm a full-blown fucking Republican," I don't, if you don't want to listen to both sides, then whatever. But I probably don't want to talk to you. AI is gonna be similar. Like, okay, cool. Grok wants to give me this information. I gotta cross-reference it through fucking ChatGPT. Like I had to cross. It's gonna become no different than fucking Fox News versus CNN. And there's actually tons of research going on with this right now, and people testing it out. It's going on already, like to the point where ChatGPT is either lying or falsifying stuff to basically make it seem like it's legit, and then Grok stepping in and being like, no, 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 or someone's using Grok unhinged mode, which it's unhinged mode. So what the fuck do you expect? And then Grok is on ChatGPT is fixing it. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Common sense. I think it all just comes back to fucking using our brain. Critical thinking, common sense, right? We talk about this every week.
Yeah.
Because you're a smart person. You know, I always feel like I can keep up with a good conversation, and I'm pretty open-minded, I think. Mm-hmm. But if you can fool me with AI, then good on you. But I don't think anybody will. And when it comes to content, here's the thing. Anybody can paint. Not everybody's Picasso. And not everybody can go into AI and make a good prompt. If you understand how to, and there's actually people like money off teaching people how to prompt now, which is also wild. But you learn how to prompt correctly, massage a prompt correctly, like you can get completely different results. You know what I'm saying? In a fraction of the time. So I think the point is that you're going to get people that are, pumping out AI generated YouTube videos, which, by the way, I skipped 3 of them today. I was looking up shit on, bro, I stumbled down some fucking funny ass rabbit hole. I was watching something about the pyramids, and then XQC just watched like some pyramid video of React or whatever. I was like, oh, let me see what he's got to say, right? So I watched that. And it auto plays to him watching some like the moon, faking the moon landing fucking coverage. So I started going down that, and then it brought all these AI fucking generated videos. And I can't do it. The same way AI music, I can pick it out. Like I can pick it out so easily.
Now you can, but a couple years from now, you will not be able to tell the difference. That's what I'm saying.
You still will, because there's still going to be it's still going to be formulaic. It's still going to have a very, very generic formula unless people are good. But if people are good, they're doing what I'm doing. So what I do, I'll pat myself on the back. I'll go to my recording studio shit. I'll make like an ARP or like a 16 bar beat, and I'll export only the 16 bars. Then I'll go to AI and I'll upload the audio file, and I'll tell AI to build off of that. And then me and AI are kind of like jamming out together. You know what I mean?
I like that.
It's way different than what anyone else is showing me if they put in like 80s, retro wave, synth wave, driving music. It's never going to sound like mine because I'm taking actual humanized notes and ARPs and I'm throwing it in there. So it's taking the human element from the jump and building off of that, not the formulaic, systematic approach it uses now.
Right. I like that. That's cool.
That's just how I see it. But it's the same in music. It's the same in videos. It's the same in pretty much all this shit. But that AI video I sent you though, man, there's a Google Flow is what it's called.
Yep.
That shit's wild, bro. I showed it to my girl. She was like, this is nuts.
There's a bunch of them too now, and all of them are kind of blowing my mind. But you can still kind of tell that it's AI, but you can see the difference. Like when we had 2 years ago, they had a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti made by AI, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. It's hilarious. But 2 years later,
but now someone remade it.
and it's just you that looks exactly like Will Smith eating spaghetti. So if it got that good in 2 years, imagine 5 years from now. And the bad part is the next 3.5 years are like the most important years, and we're under the Trump administration with deregulation. So who knows what's going to happen. It's kind of scary. But before we move on to our Web3 game of the day, which we do have one that we want to tell you guys about, while we're still in politics, what do you think about the big, beautiful bill And is it not named like somebody who was in 3rd grade would name it? Like the big beautiful bill.
Big beautiful bill.
Uh,
It's about the tax cuts and everything.
tax cuts for the rich. They're talking about how they're.
I mean,
cutting,
they're saying tax cuts for us too, but I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I can pull up the chart. There's this chart that's going around. That's showing how much tax cuts the rich get and how much money the rest of us get or lose. And it looks like the rest of us lose money. I think they might be probably factoring the fact that we have to pay in all these tariffs. Here, I've got this pulled up, but it might be kind of hard to see.
No one's passing the buck on tariffs yet, though. All right, we haven't seen it yet.
What do you mean by passing the buck?
Well, you were saying that everyone's going to increase the cost of the product because of tariffs, but then you have companies like GM that are like, well, no, we're just going to make 10 billion instead of 14 this year. We're cool with that. And other companies seem to, so far, not be jacking up the, at least around me. That might be anecdotal, but I'm paying less for pretty much everything now. No complaints here. How about by you? Gas is up by you?
Yeah, gas is up. I know Trump said it was like $1.98. That was not true at any place anywhere in the country. I think it was like $3.12 when he took office, and now the average is like $3.30 right now. But I just went grocery shopping, and that cost me $200. Usually it cost me like $80 to $120, and I didn't get anything extra really. But the thing that I was going to mention, and I can't find the exact tweet right now, but Walmart came out and said that they're going to have to charge more for the tariffs, and Trump responded by saying that they need to eat the tariffs. But Trump's whole argument this entire time was that China pays the tariffs, not us or the company or anybody, like everybody's been saying. No, the American company that imports the goods pay the tariff, and Trump says no, the country pays the tariff. But now he's saying that Walmart needs to eat the tariff. So if Trump was correct in the first place, saying that the countries are the ones that are paying the tariff, why is he now saying that Walmart needs to eat the tariff?
Well, we talked about this. I don't think I ever agreed that he was right on that. But yeah, I mean, listen, and again, this is not even me saying it. It's what's his name from Shark Tank? He had a really good interview with O'Leary.
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful. Cubans talked about it. Pelosi's talked about it. Fucking Schumer talked about it. Like, it wasn't really even more about the tariffs and who's eating what. They just wanted fair trade. And I mean, listen, if that's what they're trying to do, and the same thing with deregulating AI, which I don't know if I agree with this, but they want to see if everybody wants to be on a level playing field and just play ball, weed out the bad actors as we go along. I don't know. I mean, it's a risky move. It's risky, but I don't know. I think it's still too early to tell, but I was looking through the big, beautiful bill, and I mean, can we just stop giving fucking tax cuts to the rich? I know we'll never do it, but too many people that make money off it, but god damn it, bro, it just pisses me off.
Don't get me started. Shout out to the biggest bros in the chat. What's up, biggest bro? Good to see you, my man.
You know, it's my biggest issue with the Republicans, bro.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, this is all a big scam when they're talking about all these social issues that affect less than 0.5% of the population that really don't mean anything. Nobody really cares about, but yet that's their main platform, so that everybody agrees with them. They're on their side, and then they can pass their economic agenda, which is focused on giving themselves a bunch of money. and people just fall right for it. Like, okay, I don't like trans people, so I'm gonna give you all the money now, because that's pretty much what it equates to. If you're gonna agree with their social issues, then you're gonna agree with their economic issues, and their economic issues are just poop. I mean, it's just gonna make us all less happy. We're all gonna have less money, and we're gonna have less amenities from the government, less hospitals, less schools. They're already closing down schools in rural areas. Hospitals in rural areas.
They should shut down more. Again, we're the highest funded fucking education in the world, and we're like the lowest ranked. So, yeah, we got something. You can't just keep fucking spending all this money with no results. And what's gonna happen then? China's really gonna be ahead.
Oh, I mean, is the answer to spend less money though?
No, the answer is to just get rid of all the excess spending and then break it down to its core and take it from the foundation and say, okay, well, what can we do and what can we put money into now? We have the money that makes the most sense to get our education system back on track.
They did that.
The best in price.
They all stopped. They did exactly that. They took all the money, found all the fraud, and they said, "What are we gonna do with this money?" They said, "I know. Let's give it to ourselves." That's what they did. They took all this money and all this savings, and they saved like $150 billion, but then they added $200 billion to the budget for the military alone. So that's more than the spending that they've already cut, and add more to the deficit through the big beautiful bill. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, my man. I'm over here complaining about the big beautiful bill. Hopefully, it doesn't get through the Senate, but passed by the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I saw it pass the House barely, but
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
Though. I mean, what is? It's just so narrow-minded. Like, why does he care to get so much more money? You're 80 years old. You already have everything you want. I don't understand why super rich people want more money. And it's never people who grew up poor and became rich. It's always the children of rich people who become these hoarders of wealth.
I mean, I don't see Mark Cuban out there playing Bernie Sanders either. I mean, he started trash bags, and he's pretty damn held up by his interests.
He's pretty liberal. I like Mark Cuban a lot.
I know he's liberal, but I'm saying when it comes to his money, he's a little more.
No, he said many times in public that he wants to pay more taxes. He thinks he should pay more taxes. I think all billionaires should pay more taxes. It's never the billionaires that were born billionaires that want to pay taxes, because I don't know. I feel like
He did on his own, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he wants to pay more taxes. But when it comes to somebody like Donald Trump or somebody who was born a billionaire, never really had to work for their own money, I feel like they want their goals in life to accumulate as much wealth as possible. Whereas other people's goals in life are just to become comfortable and happy. It's like they were already born comfortable and happy and in the upper class, so they need to achieve something greater. It's almost like a mental illness. Some people say that being a billionaire is a mental illness. I don't understand how you can afford that much wealth and then just see other people starving on the street. It's just crazy to me.
no, it is crazy. Yeah, you know, a lot of these they'll grandstand to, well, I give money to this and I do that and I do this. And I'm sure a lot of them do, but then you see a lot of these, these companies or organizations that take the money like a fraction of it even goes to the cost. You know, even when it comes to like cancer type research, like St. Jude, all the money goes to the other side. That's not always the case. You know, I get it. People have overhead, people have employees and costs and stuff like that, but people think they donate like $1 million and shit. Maybe they're lucky, maybe 150K goes. You know.
Yeah, they got CEOs to pay for. Plus, people donate kids right off from their taxes, and the government is paying for their donations. So I mean,
That's also true.
The whole system is set up so that rich people stay rich and can never lose their money, no matter what they do. Even if they make mistakes, even if they break the law, they never lose their money. So it's a bad system.
I'm sure you saw the new military recruitment video. Fucking awesome, by the way.
I don't think it did.
You see it like a Call of Duty fucking video, bro. There's a kill streak going there. It's insane.
For the military?
Yeah, it's how you set the Trump doing that recently.
Palestinian people you're shooting or something?
No, he was actually the attack on Houthis. But it's all it wasn't. It's patriotic hell, dude, and it reminds me so much of the Be All You Can Be. Those old gritty army, military commercials back in my day.
So you think it's a good thing?
Well, here's the thing. Listen, they take the cranks up and all that weird shit on the table. Because I don't know about that. Most people I know this shit about that. Just, it's like you're 18, what the fuck you want? Leave your goddamn kids alone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You give me patriotism and Bernie Sanders' fucking economic outlook. That's like a perfect fucking combo for me. Like, can we make that work? Probably not. But to me, like that'd be a perfect combo.
That's crazy. Like Bernie.
Because when you see Bernie talk, and Bernie's just on Bill Maher, I think, a few shows. But the thing I think me and most people I talk to like about Bernie Sanders is that he just has a conversation. He chats up with you, bro. It's not like some weird scripted thing. You can't go and like overlay and talk about things with like 50 other Democrats and all simultaneously on top of each other. Like he doesn't play that word salad bullshit. He has his own thoughts. He's a very, very, very smart guy. Problem with him, he's having to be too old. He finally started to crack. Yeah. He finally started to crack the nomination. He's too old, man. Which is kind of crazy to say, because Biden and Trump. But at the time, I think people just thinking like Obama, and like Bush Jr. Right?
Yeah, and then they screwed him over.
Yeah, see, that's bullshit, man. I never agreed with the narrative against that. Like, yeah, Bernie would have been so much better.
And if some people think that maybe he could still run in the future, I don't know. I feel like he's a little too old. Maybe move on with AOC, although I'm not super sold on AOC. But let's move on to our Web3 game today. I'm going to put you on MoKnowz so you can tell. I haven't had time to check it out, but it's called, what's it, Society or XOCIETY? I'm going to move you over here so you can tell.
Yeah, it's like, Society or something like that. Yeah, bring up Motel. Cool. Yeah, so this is it's an extraction. It's another extraction shooter game. Surprise, surprise. It's like has a heavy RPG influence, so you like level up your character, tree branches, kind of like WoW or something like that. They have a whole bunch of partnerships already with like Adidas and I forgot who else was in here, but pretty damn big names. So who knows? They're also on the Epic Games Store. They just finished up testing. Public mint sold out like instantly.
Dang.
I knew about it. I think by the time I got to my alarm and got back to my computer, I think it wouldn't sell out right away. The shit was sold out. I was like, God damn.
For how much? How much were they selling for?
Don't even know. I
Yeah.
went to the thing. I was like, oh, mint sold out. I was like, well, fuck me then.
So what do you play this on? Steam only, or is it on console?
I think there's a console release planned, but yeah, right now it's on
Looks like Fortnite.
on Steam, Epic. Yeah, it's got some. I mean, listen, if you make a game in Unreal Engine, it's probably gonna look like this.
Oh.
And that's the problem with Web3 gaming. Actually, a pretty good segue to something else I wanted to bring up. This is a big problem. And I'll drop this on you as a. Where the fuck is it? Here it is. The amount of games that are shutting down. Like, remember we talked about this probably a year or two ago, right? Like how much money it takes and how long it takes to develop a game. We have these NFT platforms that are just kind of like minting out early and then sitting back with all that money and doing nothing. Like, oh, well, we're trying to make a game. How many times have we seen that, right?
Right.
Now you're starting to see what happens when they don't put out a game. Because in the past, this is only the past 90 days, there's been like, it's like over 40, 50 games shut down, but like some of the notable ones. This Nyan Heroes, they raised like 13 mil. What was the other big one? A RumbleCon League, which this was supposedly backed by Steph Curry. Didn't really have like a lot of liquidity early on, and people got pissed when I think they launched a fame token with only like maybe 1.2 ETH worth of liquidity, or maybe it was 12 ETH worth of liquidity. That would make more sense. But either way, they're shut down. Ember Sword shut down. They raised over 7 million and 11 million in land sales. So 18 million, they're shutting down. Derby Race, which was like another wannabe
I remember Derby
JPEG.
Race. Yeah.
No, not the one you're thinking of. This is a different one. You
Oh.
probably would have never seen this one. You were thinking of that Derby game.
Yeah.
The wannabe realistic looking horse racing game.
Yep.
This was like if like Pokemon met horse racing.
Oh.
Like all the cutscenes and like the power ups and all this shit. I could have told you that was gonna shut down. What else?
Is VV on there?
No, this is just Web3 gaming.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, again, just goes to show you, bro. Like, you can't just mint an NFT and be like, okay, we got your money, now we're gonna make you a great game. It's not how this shit works in gaming. And Ian's a perfect example of that. You know, he made that mobile game. Remember we had him on, he told us a story, I don't know if you remember, but he told us a story about how he wanted to make a horse racing game, so he did it in his own time. He started putting ads in the game, started raising money through that, then he started doing more promotion, blah, 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 blah. He made PFL with that game already built. Like, people were spending like millions of dollars on Horse Race Manager, and they were never cashing out a single penny. So, fast forward to today, Ian took PFL, minted out early on, but they already had the game in place, and it still took two and a half years.
Dang.
Now, the end result is the greatest thing in Web3, in my opinion. I'm also huge in horse racing. But Off the Grid and PFL, to me, are like the two, blueprints of how to do Web3 gaming correctly.
Yeah.
But most companies won't follow that because they don't have the budget, and they don't have the time. Also, got to keep in mind that Off the Grid's been in development since 2012.
And also, some of these projects, they don't necessarily know which developers they're hiring, so they don't know if their developer is going to end up being a really good developer and they're going to make an awesome game. They might end up hiring a developer that they think is going to be great, and the developer end up sucking. So that kind of has a lot to do with it too. You got to get good devs.
Right, but in the meantime, they'll sell out a mint because they go to fucking Twitter crypto, or was it CT, crypto Twitter?
Yep.
They'll go and they'll find either the big influencers from the fucking Bored Apes gang, and they'll hit them up and they'll pay these fucking people to promote. And they make all this money. And like you said, like they don't even have a developer.
Right.
They have no game in mind. And yet people are still gonna sell out mints for fucking $18 million like that Ember Sword game.
That's why you got to be smart and do it like Vivi and don't promise nothing. Just say you're collecting stuff. This is just stuff for you to collect, and then you can buy it with no expectations.
Well, let's not let BB up the hook that easy. I don't know if you're trying to get back in your good graces, but their early white paper had a lot of shit on there. Not only was bullshit, but illegal.
Illegal?
Yeah, when it came to like the land sales and stuff like that, because the legality about trying to sell land in the United States would never happen.
Virtual land? I mean, Sandbox does it. Lots of places do it.
Places that already have maybe deals in place with a jurisdiction or a platform they use, maybe.
Okay.
But there's a reason. There's a reason. Same reason why the gambling section. Maybe you can just put that part of Disney and then have gambling going on. Yeah, hell no. But that was in the white paper.
Oh, really?
Oh, gamble your car against the other car. Fucking race for pinks. You know what I mean? Like that shit's legal. They fucking thought it was.
Shout out to Poke
Now,
he says, I'm glad Jason Tatum is injured. How rude is that? Jason Tatum towards Achilles. He's probably got all next year, too. Dang.
yeah, it's fucked up.
Boston hater. Sorry.
I don't wish shit real I don't know. It's just I'm so every time I look at Web3 gaming, I'm like, oh, this game looks like shit. They haven't done anything. I'm like, am I really gonna buy like land? Am I gonna buy character? The last thing I spent, I don't know, $20. Wouldn't that be a deal? Anyway, I spent fucking $2,000.
Okay.
Now I did that land I bought skyrocketed to like 3,200. I sold it for 2,800. Then I bought the lower land with the profit. I basically got free ride because in New York I can't withdraw my money, so I have like 2,000, like $2,000 in my fucking wallet.
That's right.
Yeah, damn right. I can't VPN to a different state where it is legal. But oh, we see you're on a VPN. Plus my KYC is on a New York fucking license, so they're gonna restrict my entire account.
Well, the Society type, whatever the game's called, the Society game is probably one of the better looking games you've shown here so far. Like I said, it was like Fortnite, so it looks like a AAA game there.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play it last week. I think the beta or testing phase, whatever. I'm keeping an eye on it. I mean, I get back in off the grid though. When that's just something on the internet. People starting to sell for money.
Yeah, people starting to help the gays over there making some money off of all his Trump skins and lots of other skins. People just taking up. I've been playing VR a lot lately. I still think that's the future of it, especially everything Web3 with VR. They have the new game out there played Civilization. It's been out since like Nintendo, and it's on like Civilization Part 12 or something. Part 12 or the newest one that they're making. Actually, on VR where you're standing across from the people that you're playing in virtual reality and moving pieces on the board. And it looks really dope.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's just gonna get better and better too. Like the game that I play on VR all the time, you do these missions where you go to these caves and you gotta swing your sword at actual enemies and you're chopping their heads off and stuff. I mean, I think it's gonna be the future for sure. So I'm kind of paying attention now to the VR games that are being made. I don't really see any Web3 VR games being made.
Well, you saw me on Motel? We're back on the other screen.
I go back to one. Tell me. There you are.
But you're gonna want to see this then. This is another game I was looking at picking up some characters because I have all that money in that wallet. This is the same marketplace. Boss Fighters. So Boss Fighters is a asymmetrical arena game.
Nice.
Asymmetrical being there's one boss and then like four people trying to take him down. Kind of like Dead by Daylight. But the boss is VR.
Oh, that looks
And
awesome.
the players are not.
Yeah, yeah.
So the players you play like on PC, on mobile. But for the boss, you can play. Actually, you might be able to play the players VR. I don't know, but the boss in particular, apparently, it's like a big advantage playing him in VR.
I'll bet.
So this is kind of what you're talking about. And actually, last time I checked, your economy was doing pretty damn good.
I bet this is the
A lot
kind
of
of
times
stuff
it's
I'm
going
talking
look at
about.
the
It looks
sales.
awesome.
Yeah, like I said, it looks fun. It's called Boss Fighters, so that'll definitely be a game to look into. You can get this guy who looks like Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Bruin88 says it's hard to hear us, so I don't know. Maybe our volume's going bad again.
Oh shit! Well, we had a good run,
We tried.
but yeah, I'll send you the link to this game so you have it though.
Yes, I definitely want to check that out. I want to get into my what's it called, VBverse home and VR, and I still haven't been able to do that yet. I thought that was going to be one of the first things that was going to be available with the VBverse, so I'm still waiting for that. Waiting for some new Web3 games coming out on virtual reality. Boss Fighters maybe will be the first one I check out. Yeah, sorry everybody in the chat if anybody's watching still, if we're having problems with the volume and the audio. I'm on a new computer, so it's not necessarily doing as well as I had hoped it would.
We're gonna work out the kinks, chat.
Like always, we always have technical difficulties over here on this channel. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it from Web3. I just want to talk about all the games that were closing because, like I said, man, it's pretty bleak out there. Like I said, Doc Disrespect had the game that got shut down. That was supposed to be one of the biggest games around.
Why exactly did his
that-
get shut down?
Well, because he got the whole chick, whatever, being 17 or whatever, and illegal in some states, having supposedly inappropriate conversation with, which turned out to be bullshit anyway.
I
Fake
know that was
news.
going to shut down the whole game. Bruin88 says I'm frozen. Am I still frozen, Bruin88? It looks all fine on my end.
Check out YouTube.
Alright, we might have to call it a night pretty soon because we're having some issues out. You've been paying attention to crypto? I saw Bitcoin went up, but then it came back down, but it's still over 100K.
Yeah, I got my charts up. Keep an eye on it. Bitcoin. It's coming back down. It's back down to 108.6. But I mean, I know some people are like, oh, we're going back to 70. I don't know. If we do, we might see 125 first.
It all depends on what kind of crazy stuff the Trump administration announces from here
Well,
on out.
that's what I was about to say, and that's what I tell pretty much everybody who hits me up about crypto. I'm like, listen, this shit's manipulated. I'm like, world events could easily fucking, plummet this shit tomorrow morning, so I don't want you to put money in. Me, whatever money I have in, I just have in. Like, I don't own any Bitcoin. If I do, it's like $250 worth from my Cash App bonuses that they give you.
Right, yep.
What is that going to go to? If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, it'll 10x, I guess. Okay, cool. Most of my holdings in, Solana and Crown. And Crown,
Hopefully, Photo
at
Finish blows
13 and a
up.
half cents. Ugh. I mean, all signs are. I mean, there was like 384 barns that joined the other day.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, people are advertising, people are racing. The biggest problem is that people don't know what they're doing. And they leave the game because before they even kind of figure out what they did wrong. And I try to talk to those people and I try to get them back in. Sometimes I do. But they all tell me the same thing, like, oh, there's just too many race types, some of it's confusing.
Yeah, but for horse racing games, you should be used to that because that's what horse racing games always are. It's all about analytics. So it's kind of usually the people who play those type of games like that kind of stuff. But if you're putting money into it and you're not figuring it out right away and you lose your money, you're probably just going to leave. So I don't know. Maybe I like the idea that they had, I don't know if they still do it, but they give you one free horse to run free races with.
They still do. And
Yeah.
if you win the free horse leaderboard for the month every 4 weeks, you get a real horse to race. And some of these free horses they're giving out are pretty damn good nowadays. And if you take top 20 on the free horse leaderboard, you get put in like a raffle to win a horse. So I mean, you know, it's definitely possible to get in. And I tell people all the time, like, get in there, look at the claiming races. You claim a horse for $5. I claimed one the other day, $5.
$5.
Yeah, for an S colt, like 7.5, $8.
Jeez, that's awesome.
Well, the thing is that 95% of the horses aren't really what people think they are. Oh, I took 2 horses and I mashed them together. It's gonna be a good horse. No, that's not how horse racing works. And how the game works. You still have to deal with the RNG, the genetic lottery. But for the most part, these people get horses and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna put them in a stakes race and win $5,000." No, you're probably putting them in like a claimer that costs $1-2 to enter, and if you win, you might make $6 or $7. But that's not what it's all about. The reason you play those low stakes, and I've done it already. You throw a horse in that you just never raced, race like shit maybe, 1-2 races in like a different distance. And like, oh my god, the guy put up a fucking 85. Fucking dominated. Nobody's gonna claim that horse until that race happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you got free data for like $1 or $2, and I know no one's gonna claim that horse early on. And then I take them out, I move them into allowance, I move them into stakes racing. I've had horses that have gone on to win a couple $100, where I put them in a $1 race to start. But you take them out, you can't put them back in the $5 claimer. Like, you can't do that. You have to recognize when you have something good and when you don't. And that's what I think people need to learn. But people try to learn at $20-25 a race. You can't do that. And I hate calling people out, but like, I screenshotted my account. I'm in profit across the board. Racing, crown, breeding, marketplace, everything. I pull up some people's accounts that give advice, and they're down like $95,000 lifetime.
Dang.
I'm like, how the fuck can you even sustain being $95,000 down? And if you are, you have some balls to give people advice.
True. 100%.
So, I don't know, man. I just think you have to have a good product. And for me, Crown, with more barns coming in than ever, racing volumes up, we kind of hit the bottom of Crown, which was like 7 cents, something like that, 6.5. We double bottomed off that pretty quick. I can even bring it up, but once the wagering comes out and the OTB, the thing that people don't realize is that every time a bet is placed on this OTB thing, open tote, and the payouts go through, they're exchanging it from like fiat to Crown, placing it, and then when the payouts happen, it's going from Crown back to fiat. It's all getting done automatically, right? But those transactions are showing up on chain. So what we're going to see is PFL and the Crown tokens showing up more on volume chains or volume charts because of like double transactions and the way it's being used. And the kicker is that all the money that gets recirculated back into the system from like the Crown has to come from community buybacks because all the Crown's liquidated. It's all out there.
Oh, nice.
So those buybacks alone, if this shit takes off, like real horse racing is like pulling in like billions of fucking dollars in gambling every year. If this just takes like a little small fraction of that, the amount of Crown that would be bought on a public fucking buyback would probably pump the token 5x minimum. Like, that's not even a joke.
If it's at 7 cents, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have an all-time
That's
high.
at 13 now.
Oh,
I think it'll easily push it back to 50 cents, like without a doubt. So that's about 3.5x from there.
What's the all-time high on it?
217.
Sheesh. Yeah. I think I sold when it was around $2 or $1.70 or something. Pokey says, did you start your game yet for the Pokemon TCGP phone? Nah, man. I'm not a Pokemon guy. I mean, I played Pokemon Go. I played Magic the Gathering. I just can't see me getting into the trading card game unless you teach me Pokey. Can we do a live stream where you teach me how to play? I opened a few packs, but I stopped opening the packs. I play Marvel Snap every day. That's my game. I love Marvel Snap.
I mean, if they were NFTs and you could mint the Pokemon cards, I'd be addicted to that shit playing every day.
And it's crazy because I think there were some type of patents that Pokemon filed to make it look like they were doing some type of Web3 stuff. And I think that's why a lot of people on Web3 were excited about this new trading card game app that they have, because maybe those will one day be turned into NFTs. But who knows for sure? You never know.
I mean, how could none of these trading card games, how could none of them be a good idea? Like, if Magic the Gathering goes NFT, and you get like let's say release like a limited, alpha, beta, digital set.
Imagine how bad their fan base would be, though.
Like, doesn't affect them.
Man, could you imagine the Magic the Gathering fan base on Twitter if they announced they were releasing an NFT pack? Oh my god, it would be up in arms.
Well, I feel like most Gathering players don't give a fuck. They just sit comic shop and play, or they sell MTGO online and play that. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe that's just Twitter. Every time anybody mentions NFTs on Twitter, people go crazy.
Well, yeah, I guess Twitter. That some of the most normal people I know. I know through Magic Gathering.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I used to play not too long ago. It's been a while now. About 10 years ago, I had a little game that I go to play once or twice a week. It's fun.
It was an MTG Arena, the new online. Game actually really good.
If you get the cards.
You can if you want. You can even do like sealed deck tournaments or sealed pack tournaments, where like
tournaments.
You got digital packs and you open the pack, take card one, pass it down the line, and do a tournament with those cards you draft.
Like tournaments in real life.
Yeah, exactly, same thing. But cool being able to do them digital, then keep your cards. But every time a new set comes out, they'll like airdrop you. I say airdrop not NFTs, but they'll just give you like starter decks.
Right.
Like, oh, here's like the black and green, power deck from the new set. Like, what's up? That's a good question for you, chat. What's your favorite color playing Magic? Or combo?
I like to do control blue, but I think my favorite would probably be black. I make a lot of black decks.
Well, that's funny you say that because like fancy combo deck I had all the time was black and blue.
There you go. Yeah, black and blue.
And black and blue decks were insane. If you played during the time of Blue Lands, back in Revive and shit like that, Blue Lands were super overpowered. Doppelgangers, including doppelgangers, and you had like clones and icy manipulators and all sorts of control artifacts that came out. Like the Ice Age set.
Those are
huge black and blue.
Yeah.
I mean, I played during Unlimited, and Unlimited had a chance to pull. No, sorry, Revive is when I started getting into it. But Unlimited was still available in like comic shops.
Right.
So I potentially like looked and had my hand on packs. I could have Black Lotus.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've played with Mox Pearl. I played with Lotus. I never owned one, but I actually played with legit Lotus a long time ago. But yeah, nowadays, bro, like Magic is so weird. You got commanders and like fucking token based, and I don't know.
Once we get to the Planewalkers troop, I played a little bit with
the Planewalkers, yeah. And now they changed stack resolution too, which changes how a lot of the old cards function too, like instant compared to sorcery, how they stack on deck and resolve.
Oh yeah.
Like stack and resolve rather. I don't know, like my boy that passed away, like we used to play Magic. Oh my god, we spent all weekend playing, and Sunday night we're like, fuck it, we're not going to school tomorrow. Like stay up all night again, playing, dude. Oh, it was good times, bro. Magic was so good.
He says, add me on PS5. My kid has a PS5. I have an Xbox. I'm an Xbox for life. I've been making fun of that all my life. I feel like Xbox is better than Sony personally. So I've always got an Xbox. Even my kids go to the dark side, I got a PlayStation, but I personally do not have a PS5, which is why I don't have a bunch of skins on my off-the-grid game like Big A and everybody else, unfortunately.
Xbox definitely won the 360 versus the PS3 generation. Like, hands down, it's unquestionable. Xbox for PS2, though, was a different story. I think nowadays, it's hard because you have a PC, Xbox Gaming Pass, whatever. Yep. Which you have to use on PC, which is brilliant. So, nowadays, if you play, you don't even have a PS5 if you play exclusive Sony games.
Right.
But even though it was like Bloodborne and shit like that, well, eventually you came to PC, right? So, you had to wait a long fucking time to play certain games. So.
Xbox for life over here, yeah. Alright, so next week's show will be back on Tuesday next week. We're gonna try to,
I
don't know, maybe just fixing that audio settings during the stream is like a choppy out. Let me know in the chat, or anybody if you're still watching, how's everything looking sound right now? Like, still choppy or glitchy, y'all?
Yeah, that's reason for me a few times to restart the player.
Alright, yeah, we'll probably just do it from Mo's stream next time. We'll figure it out. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sorry for the technical difficulties. What are you doing this week? Anything fun?
No, I finally finished watching 100, which I really want to talk about. I'll talk about it next week. I'll be watching. Okay. But, one of my favorite shows of all time. I binged 7 seasons and shit, under a week.
Dang.
I was nuts. I love that show so much. I was like, it was all my laundry, dude. It was fucking awesome.
What's it about
next week. So the premise, and I've explained to like 2-3 people this week, and they all said the same shit. They're like, that doesn't sound real. But here we go. There's a space colony of 13 stations that came together after Earth was uninhabitable from like nuclear warfare, and they're running out of air, so they send 118-year-old convicts, teenagers, down to the ground to see if it's survivable. So season 1 starts off like Lord of the Flies. Have you ever seen that movie or read the book? Very like
I know about
very
it.
tribal like.
Yeah.
Then like season 2 gets more into like with the space station and like they get involved and like yeah, all sorts of crazy shit. And eventually by season 7, you're dealing with all sorts of shit from like time travel to fucking I don't want to spoil it, but like it was on the CW. Okay, now when I tell people that, instantly like, oh,
Yeah.
I said the same thing. Go, actually don't do it, but when you're done watching, if you ever watch it, prove me right. Go look at any review on the 100, and they all start the same way. This is the only CW show I'll ever watch my entire life, is what they say. And it's true, because it's so well written, and like it's not like a teenage, mommy drama, shit like that.
Right.
It's so good. You just have to watch it. It's called The 100.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't know where you could watch it.
Oh.
It was on Netflix, but I think it got taken down. It might be on USA, but I think some regions got taken down.
Pokey says, I don't know how I can add you on the Pokemon trading card game app. Yeah, there's definitely a way because everybody was trying to get each other to add each other when it first came out. So Pokey, either at me on Twitter or DM me at OG_Vault. You can see it right there on Twitter. And I'll get my iPad out. It's in the other room right now, and I'll check to see my username on there. It's probably OG_Vault would be surprised. But then we'll send each other invites. And maybe I'll open up some packs. I haven't opened packs in a while.
Hell yeah.
So,
What you got going on this week? Anything?
Playoffs. Taking my 2 cats in tomorrow to get fixed. That'll be awesome. I gotta cut off their food at 9 o'clock tonight. And I gotta be there at 8 a.m. and so I gotta leave at like 7:30 a.m. So I guess I'm going to bed early tonight.
Shit.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We will be back next week, and we'll see how things go next week.
Hell yeah. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, later,
Peace.
later, everybody. Peace. Well, yeah, dang, that was a disaster.
Yeah, and my boy was texting me the whole show too. He's like, bro. He's like, keeps freezing. I'm like, I know. I'm like, we're having some tech. But he's not like a typical online watcher.